Welcome gamers to the second episode of Off Hunting. Today we're going to discuss Hitman 3 and then answer some questions so you can get to know us better.
Gaming is about escaping into another world. You don't control the character, you are the character.
Whether I'm hunting fearsome monsters or growing the best crops, gaming is how I like to relax.
I like gaming because I can go you know?
They help me escape into a world of pure imagination. Video games. What more could you ask for? Endless possibilities.
Hi, I'm Katie Hunting.
Hi, Jojo.
Hey, I'm Devin. Oh, okay.
And I'm DiggsGaming.
Jojo, would you like to discuss King Kong and versus
Oh
Godzilla?
yeah, let's break it down. Cue the ESPN music. We got a real bloodbath on our hands, boys. For everyone that's a true Godzilla fan, everyone that's a kaiju fan, it is real. It's about to be real lit in 2021. I'm talking, we got a real good glimpse of what this movie's gonna involve. We got a little bit, me and Sir Meliodas, we are huge kaiju fans. And basically, we're all gonna be like excited to just see Mechagodzilla on the screen. Snaps. We're gonna be seeing a lot of lore behind it, and then there's also a lot of more of the like new age of Godzilla films, as well as the new age of like King Kong films. No, if like Sir Meliodas can back me up here, and feel free to chime in anytime, buddy. This is definitely going to be 100%, if not 200% better than the original King Kong versus Godzilla.
Definitely.
We're not dealing with like animatronics anymore. We're not dealing with like people in suits. We're dealing with like full CGI, and the way they've done it is beautiful. The script is amazing. Millie Bobby Brown's back in it. We got, I'm real excited for this. But aside from that, we got a lot of good stuff coming out. Like, we got to remember, like, the Snyder Cut, Justice League could be coming out soon. God, I hope there's a lot more that was in the actual trailer than in that movie. Because for me, I would love to see Darkseid, but I would also like to see more of the Flash, man. Because
Also
as a Flash fan, dude, I want to see. Are we gonna get Jon Stewart or are we gonna get Hal Jordan?
They teed because when you seen the battle with him and Steppenwolf in the beginning, it was a lantern in that big fight scene.
I saw that.
And then they killed the lantern, and then the ring flew off. So who did the ring go to?
You know, I think who it went to. Who's the when Hal Jordan got his ring? Who died?
Forget the guy, but it was that purple guy.
I think it was Avon Sur was his name.
Yeah,
Avon Sur. Yeah, I think
guy.
that's the ring. Honestly, they could tie this into where that ring from the lantern that fell during the battle with with Steppenwolf.
Mm-hmm.
That ring went to literally already forgot it. Avon Sur. Literally, that's the ring that goes to Avon Sur. He does it. He does the Green Lantern's job for the longest time until his inevitable downfall, and then how Jordan gets the ring. I feel like they could really transpire that, and that would be great. That would be a great transition and backstory for the big screen. Because let's face it, Ryan Reynolds ain't meant to be in every superhero movie.
It was Deadpool. It was Ryan Reynolds.
It was the script.
It was the script.
It really was the script.
It was the script, and it was the suit. The suit looked
even Ryan Reynolds came out and admitted that that it was one of the biggest messes up of his career, because we all saw at the end of Deadpool 2, boom, you're welcome, Canada.
It was the script.
It was totally the script. Hollywood has messed up so many scripts for so many good movies. But another thing, who here remembers the Percy Jackson books? Like the original 5 books, like Battle of the Labyrinth, Heroes of Olympus, not Heroes of Olympus, The Last Olympian, Titan's Curse, Sea of Monsters, everything like that. Who remembers
Never
that?
read them. Like,
To be
I
honest,
knew they were big.
I only seen the movies. I never.
To be honest, the first time I heard of Percy Jackson was the movie.
the movies, yeah.
The movies, and we all remember how the movies were kind of bad. And by kind of bad, I mean absolute total bombshells. Mm-hmm. Followed by a sequel that was an even bigger bombshell, right?
Right.
So I've been doing some digging, doing my whole what I went to school for shindig, and here is what I found. I got the 411 on what to expect. Disney Plus Disney company recently has gotten the rights to do like footage, like video adaptations of the Percy Jackson series. And here is what I did my digging into. They are actually going to be making it a whole like show on Disney Plus. And the best thing about this is they're going to not just be doing it, but they're going to do every one book a season. So we're going to get the first 5 seasons as the actual Percy Jackson the Olympian series. So there are many questions. What's it going to be? Like, of course, we're going to be working on it right now, and the people behind the script includes the actual author and Rick Riordan and his wife. So we actually got people that are like, and little be known to the public, he had no input in the movies at all. Like, they didn't even like give him like a high five or anything. It was basically like that. They basically shoved him to the side and said, "Okay, we're gonna do our Hollywood thing and screw this up."
You made this? Oh, I made this.
Yeah, you made this. No, I made this. So like, they're basically gonna be basing every season off the book. Logan Lerman, the original actor for like the live action Percy Jackson, he wants to actually still be a part of it. As a fan and as someone who actually wasted his time watching the movie, it better be a damn good part. And I not to sound like that guy, but I hope he gets killed off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Rude.
He's not fit. I mean, hey, he's not. I just don't think he's fit. But also, they changed the script. Like in the books, he starts out at the age of 12, and he basically works his way up to being 16, because like of a prophecy that spans throughout the 5 books. But they're gonna actually like work on it. Like they're still working on a pilot right now, and they're actually like working on ways to tie in stuff from the books into the scripts. And not to spoil too much, but there is
like all of you were.
Yeah, no. But if you got, for those who have read the books, like there is a certain god who may or may not be in a PlayStation game, but is not the actual character of the PlayStation game, that are in a certain amount of titles in the series,
Poseidon?
who have some epic boss fights with a certain protagonist.
Zeus? What are you talking about, Poseidon?
No.
Poseidon?
But actually, he's that's funny enough. The main character is actually the son of Poseidon.
Yeah, I know that.
Which makes him so much of a beast. But no, I'm talking about Ares, the god of war.
Oh, Ares?
He has a full on epic boss battle level fight scene with the god of war on the beaches of California, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. And if they screw this up, I'm gonna be upset. But you know who they could cast for the god of war? The voice of Kratos, the guy that does Kratos.
That would be interesting.
2 people did Kratos.
Boy.
It's called
the God of War. One? Yeah, no, the guy that's been doing the voice of Kratos.
It's 2 people that did the voice of Kratos.
The most recent
I'm
one?
talking about the most recent.
The most recent one, the dude from Stargate. What is it, Stargate or
Boy.
The guy from Stargate, right?
God of War? No, God of Boy. But it, just to kind of like finish up and cap it off, but like they already have a full team working behind this project. Disney Plus has already shown that they're willing to make an original story and actually have like really good titles. We've seen it with The Mandalorian, and now we're seeing it with WandaVision. If you haven't caught up or watched WandaVision, go watch it. It's a good watch. And their pacing behind it is smoother than Land of Lake butter. That's all I got for now. But stay tuned to next episode. I'll have some more. I'm basically going to be doing Barstool Sports.
John, you had a theory about Kina?
Yeah, a few days ago, I was just curious to see if I could figure out what the time window would be for Kina, and I think I figured it out. So we all know that Returnals is going to be released on the 19th, and both of those are PlayStation exclusives. Well, Kina is going to be a PlayStation exclusive for like a year, and then it's going to be moved to other consoles. But
is Kina that little that game with that little girl that was fighting those monsters?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's the one. That's the one. So there's no way they're going to release it on the 19th or that week. There is no way they're going to do that. And also, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake is being released on the 18th. No way they're going to want to do that with 2 games that are going to be big. No way they're going to do that. The week after is when Monster Hunter Rise is released. They're not going to want to compete with Monster Hunter. There's no way. You have to be crazy to do that. And then at the beginning of the month, you have Yakuza Like a Dragon, KB was just nodding.
Jojo and I were having a moment.
Yeah.
The Monster Hunter lovers in the room.
Yeah.
Isn't that coming out on the Switch?
Huh?
Yes.
Yes, and Yakuza Like a Dragon, the PS5 port is being released on the 5th. Now, I know Yakuza got released on the PS4 earlier, but I just do not see Sony trying to release or a studio trying to release this at the same time, since this is also going to be an exclusive at launch. I just don't see that. However, the week after Yakuza and the week before Returnal, there's nothing being released. So my theory is that it's going to be released on March 12th. That's when I think it's going to be released, because no other game is being released during that time. So it would be in that window all by itself, and it would have basically a leg up on, not even just a leg up, it would just be by itself at this point. It would be the only game. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to be released March 12th, and hopefully I'm right, and hopefully we get a confirmation on that soon. But that's what I think.
So for Hitman 3, the reviews are in, and IO Interactive knows what the fans want, and Hitman 3 delivers. The graphics are great, the level design is inspired, the story is there, but I don't think anybody really plays Hitman for the story. All in all, Hitman 3 is definitely a game you should pick up.
Yeah, I watched 2 reviews. I watched ING's review, and I watched a YouTuber's review. I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but pretty much they said the exact same thing, that Hitman 3 is an amazing game, that it builds off of the last one. They did say it was more like an expansion than it was a new game in the series, but you know, this game franchise has been around for a long time, and how much more can you really innovate it at this point? They know what the fans want, and that's what they did. There are so many like unique stealth kills that you can do, and that's pretty much what you want in a Hitman game. Stealth's there, the kills are there. They knew exactly what to do with this game. They did it, and that's why it is a good game.
Game's gonna spawn a whole bunch of memes and a whole bunch of GameSprout videos. If you guys know GameSprout videos, there are 2 that I'm absolutely talking about here. When idiots play games compilations, like it's gonna be a lot of them. And then I honestly want to say gamers are awesome. Like there's gonna be clips of like Hitman 3 like on there, and just like everyone's. And then of course you're just gonna get a random spontaneous clip from Battlefield, and GameSprout's gonna do a significant Battlefield like child scream. I'm honestly, personally, no one really does play Hitman for the story, but they do play it for the immersion that it brings to the table, and the fact that it's not just a Hitman game. It's honestly like playing a game of chess. You really gotta strategize.
Yeah.
Kind of like what I said, like the other week. Like you gotta really strategize it, and you gotta blend in. It's not for the running gunners. It's really for the people that like the plot. Basically,
Hitman is the type of game to where you try to be stealthy, and once it fails, you just go gun blazing. That's Hitman. You try your hardest to be stealthy, then after it fails, you just go guns blazing.
And let's be honest, there's 6 worlds, and all of them just look amazing. They really do.
Here's a question in relevance to Hitman 3, because I've been seeing a lot of games doing this. Like a lot of like big like shooter games like Call of Duty, like hate to bring up Fortnite, but like Fortnite, even like Call of Duty, Fortnite, even games like Gears of War, they've all been tying in like pop culture references, horror movie franchises, even like characters from like sci-fi and like thriller movies.
This
so like
was hot right now.
Basically, like not even just that, just like what's hot in pop culture.
Like more
period.
like iconic in like the world of
movies. Like you play Fortnite, like they just added Predator
and
like,
Terminator.
Like they had Terminator when Gears 5 came out. It was part of the Dark Fate promotion. But like when you think of like a hitman, you literally think of an assassin. And when you think of the greatest assassin that the big screen or video game screen has ever seen, one of the biggest ones that comes to my mind is John Wick. So do you guys think, and I'm just kind of like spitballing the question here, do you guys think that Hitman 3 will do any like cosmetic DLCs that might tie into like assassins of pop culture, video game culture, or like movie franchises, and who or which franchises would they be?
That
Would be smart.
that is very possible because let's be honest, pop culture references are literally everywhere in any form of media. That's where it's going to be.
Literally
And
makes the game
when it's
work.
done right, then they are amazing. When they're done wrong, they're just annoying. So
Yeah.
you have to find the balance, and if they can find the and they feel like they can find the right balance, they could definitely do that. Which franchises?
John Wick.
I'm not sure, but if they find a way to do that and make it really, really cool, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
You know what kind of costume I want to see for Agent 47 and Hitman 3?
What?
I want to see Sean Connery from The Rock.
Ah!
And just to pay homage to Sean Connery and the amazing like secret agent
Yeah.
classic career that this man has had. Like
Yeah.
from like when he was Bond to his last on film screen appearance from like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Like
I actually like that movie. That's the crazy thing.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, people
It's
saying it was
slept
terrible.
on, man.
Yeah,
It's slept on.
I mean, the
It's
plot's
so-
not
it's
that good, but it's like it's a guilty pleasure to me. I like it.
It's the plot's a little whoopy, but it's
Yeah.
understandable. And if you've never read the actual tall tales, like you can still pick it up without having to read them, all 500 plus pages.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get into some questions and answers?
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Cue it, classic Q&As. I've been planning this since my days of NBA 2K.
So, what are some of your other hobbies? Diggs Gaming.
Well, I actually have a YouTube channel that I do about football. Gaming, I love. My two favorite hobbies are playing games and following football, college and the NFL, and I do this channel and I love doing this channel. And that's pretty much all I do. I mean, I just follow football, watch YouTube videos and game. That's pretty much all I do with this. That's pretty much all I do.
For me, I mostly do needlepoint crafts. I do cross stitch. I want to get into embroidery, and I also really enjoy crocheting, watching anime.
Yeah. Jojo?
No,
I got it. It's a nickname.
it's a
I
no
gotta
for
ask.
me. I know I'm breaking your heart, and I'm also breaking Paul's heart. But it's a no
not
for me.
everyone.
And for those wondering, Paul is actually the 5th member of this team, but unfortunately, he is not going to be able to join us for at least the first few shows. We'll try to get him on as soon as we can, but
Yeah, some technical difficulties have befallen the poor man.
yeah.
I'm helping Paul build a new PC.
Yeah, his
It's gonna be
computer is no longer
Yeah.
with us anymore.
Yeah. Rest in peace, the Dell laptop.
Mhm.
Oof, the Dell laptop. I'm sorry.
Okay, Jojo, you're up.
Yeah, like hobbies is outside of this. I game quite a bit, but aside from that, I also like to read, take long strolls in the park while singing R&B.
You already have a girlfriend.
I know. I can have a girlfriend and still sing R&B while taking strolls in the park. It's
Sure.
unisexual. I love watching anime. Like some of my favorite animes, like I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, just like almost every other kid in America. But I also love Naruto, Seven Deadly Sins. Let me honest. My Hero Academia is like one of, but I also grew up personally on Bleach. Just seeing like with
Yes.
Ichigo Kurosaki, like that's my guy. Like Bankai, yeah, I'm all about that. I had like Shattered Blade on the Wii. But aside from all of that, I also love I love reading, and I also make music in my spare time. Like I'll make full songs, I'll produce beats, I'll work with other artists. It's all about what you make it. Aside from doing that, I also stream. On my Twitch, I'm taking a break right now, just because I do have a lot going on in my personal life. But once that's all like smooth sailing on the highway, I'm back in full head of steam, all for the memes. Evil laughter. And I watch movies and make videos.
I guess I'm next. Sir
Mhm.
Meliodas. Well, My hobbies, I really like. Well, I'm really getting into stop motion, as you guys can see. Well, Carrie can. I mean, KB can't because
Also me.
she doesn't.
Also
She doesn't have social media, but I do post my stop motions on my Snapchat, my Instagram, and my TikTok. Yes, TikTok. But going off of that, I really like my favorite type of movies are zombie movies, from Dead Alive to Dawn of the Dead to the original Dawn of the Dead to Day of the Dead. The George A. Romero's, not the spin, not those terrible ones. Or Night of the Living Dead, when they actually say brains and they actually eat brains. That's where I forget the guy's name, but it was George A. Romero and another I forget the fella's name. It's going to come to me after the podcast. I'm not sure you want about that, but it's another fella's name, and him and George had a falling out to where he left. Like they split off, and then he left to go make his own spinoff, like spinoff-ish Jojo Romero movies, and it was he made Return of the Living Dead. That's the ones that when they say brains and like they cremate the body and it starts to rain and the acid rain brings the dead back to life. Those, I love those. But my favorite zombie movie of all time, and you guys have to watch it, it's called Dead Alive. It also goes by Brain Dead.
You told me about this.
Yes.
Literally in October, you told me about this.
That's the greatest. That's the greatest. It's this one scene. This is the only thing I'll spoil of the movie. It's this one scene when like the house is, if they was having a house party, and the whole house is completely overran by zombies. And the protagonist, he runs out, he gets a lawnmower, and you can imagine what goes from there when he grabs that lawnmower. You ever play Dead? It's like they actually got that idea. I mean, Dead Rising got that idea from Dead Alive. Yeah, when you get the lawnmower and then you go around and you pick it up and then you start whacking all the zombies and stuff. They got the idea from Dead Alive. But my other favorite things I like is my favorite anime. My favorite anime is, of course, 7 Deadly Sins. But second to that is Case Closed. This kid named I can't talk. Detective Conan. Conan, the guy with it's this real life detective guy, and I forget what happened. I haven't watched it in so long, but his conscience and it's like transferred into this little kid's body. But it's like it's actually him and the kid like sharing the conscience, like sharing the body. So he'll go off and like solve a murder mystery or a mystery or something like that. And then once he figures it out, he'll knock the guy out. Then he'll start talking as the guy, and then they'll figure out what happened and stuff like that. It's basically like what's that board game?
Clue?
Clue? Yeah, Clue. It's like that, but it's anime. Gotta watch it.
I was gonna say Detective Pikachu, but yeah.
Or not Detective
So
Pikachu.
Case Closed is the real origin of Detective Pikachu. We're on to you, Nintendo.
But that's all I have. I'm like, I really love zombie movies. I'm really getting into the stop motion, and like, if you can watch Dead Alive, and if I inspired anyone who listens to this podcast to watch Dead Alive or Brain Dead, go watch it.
Moving along.
Yeah. Moving along.
What is your favorite TV or movie series? For mine personally, I love like criminal shows or like Criminal Minds. Bones is probably one of like up there. I'm currently rewatching Numbers right now.
My mom loves that show. My mom loves that show.
It's a good one.
I love Bones.
Bones is amazing. I just finished watching it.
So good.
In order because I used to watch it on TV because I'm, that was the only way you could watch it originally. So now I've watched it through start to finish, and it's still amazing, still great.
Gives you goosebumps.
Yes.
It really does.
Gets every time.
I don't know if I have a favorite movie though. Like I'm collecting the Studio Ghibli movies, but I don't know if I could pick one that's my favorite. Jojo, what about you?
Like literally asking me that question is literally asking me, hey, what's your favorite song? like literally like asking me, what's your favorite song? Like, come on. Like there's so many good TV
to, like, a
shows.
genre?
When it comes down to like TV shows, honestly, like outside of anime, obviously, Because we're not really gonna count anime as like TV
I was
shows.
about to
It's just
say,
stuff you
anime,
watch
we'd
on
be
stream.
here forever.
Yeah.
We'd literally be here until we all crumble to dust. Like, I'm just saying. But when it comes to actual TV shows itself, that's so tough. Probably like comedies, like honestly, just like comedy specials or like the occasional like sci-fi stuff. Like growing up, I was huge in Star Trek, original Star Trek, and then like Picard, like Captain Picard. Like I transitioned into that because my dad was huge on Star Trek. Eventually, I got into Star Wars through like my grandparents because they were like clashing heads. But it got into like that. I got into Stargate. Like for those OG Stargate fans, like it was the real deal when they went through that oddly shaped portal. We still don't know what that material is, but anyways, when it comes to comedy specials, it all started with high school because I got really big into Key and Peele, like the Key and Peele show. I grew up on Chappelle Show, Bernie Mac, like everything. I would just love to enjoy myself a good old fashioned laugh, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. If you watch comedy shows like Drunk History and you see the ones with
watch it.
No, like who was the chick in Bad Grandpa? The one, what's her name? It's the one that wants to like.
I never saw the movie, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't help you.
Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza was in like 2 of them, and the one that really made me laugh was Cleopatra because she did a really she did a funny Cleopatra. My favorite movie though, I have more like it comes down to 3 simple genres. I mean, one of the best movies of all time is Shawshank Redemption. Never gonna doubt that. Personally, my favorite movie, actually I can answer this question good.
Okay.
My favorite movie personally is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, the one directed by Ang Lee. Yeah. I grew
never
up
seen that, but I have always been interested in that movie. I've never
It's a
seen
must watch. Dude, like you have to watch it, and I seriously mean this, and this goes with any like foreign film. You gotta watch it subbed in its original dialect because and this is like the whole argument that any anime fan will make with sub versus dub. Sub, you can actually get the actual transformation. To Paul, we're here. We literally discussed it about Jojo. They've changed the names of certain characters in Jojo when they dub it because there's no like, it's like because they gotta make it fit for American television time. So it just doesn't work with some stuff. But in the original sub, you just get the atmosphere and the flow of the movie works. Especially if you're into the Flying Lotus style martial art movies, like way before this is like it was ahead of its time, and believe it or not, the same director Ang Lee also directed Brokeback Mountain. I found this out years later.
Oh my god!
Okay,
and
that
I
I
actually
did
had to
not
watch.
know.
And I had to watch during my undergraduate. I actually had to watch both movies for a gender and film and media class. So like I got to see my favorite movie, and then I got to see Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger in a tent for their entire lives. So like it was just like it was a great class and a great experience during my undergrad, but at the same time I just wish that I would have like honestly I would have loved to personally seen some more like also more martial art films like Who Am I, Jackie Chan, Super Cop, or even like one of the most underrated martial arts movies of all time, Bruce Lee's The Game of Death, with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Literally his first start in Hollywood, aside from Airplanes. If anyone's seen Airplanes, go watch Airplanes. Airplanes is funny. Shirley, you must be joking. I'm not joking. Don't call me Shirley. How about you, Sir Melianis?
Oh, my favorite movie of all time? That's easy. 300. 300 is... I'm not gonna say it's the greatest movie, but I'm gonna tell you why it's my favorite movie. Because at the end, when he's reciting a story, he's not reciting. He's telling the story about how the 300 men fought so bravely and how Leonidas fell, because he knew Leonidas died. He knew Leonidas was dead. So he reports back to Leonidas' wife, and Leonidas gives his wife. Leonidas gives the guy this locket that his wife gave him. So she said, if anything happens to you, please bring this back to me so I can know. So the guy brings it back to her. She knows that he's dead, but he starts at the end he's telling the story, and as it pans out, he's saying that as it pans out, he goes, well, we're pretty much outmatched anyway, but they're all, it's like 30,000 against I think it was 10,000 against 30,000, I forget, but they're outmatched anyway, and they're all suiting up to go fight the Persians, and then they're like they charge at the end, and they're completely outmatched, but they charge out the end, and then they go fight them, and then
they go down in honor. They go down with honor.
And the screen cuts out, but you figured that they lost, that the Spartans probably lost. Or the thing is, you don't know if they lost, you don't know if they won, but they run
the
out
history
to
books
go.
say it.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about Zack Snyder's interpretation of the movie, because it wasn't completely accurate. The movie's not completely accurate at all. But
oh, I know it isn't.
I really love the movie.
You know what? I enjoyed more than 300.
What?
Meet the Spartans. Not just me, man. I love those parody movies, man.
Yeah, you ever see what's that movie? They were made the Hungover Games.
I didn't watch the Hungover Games.
That joint.
I saw an epic movie where they made fun of Narnia.
It's not on the level of Meet the Spartans, but it's good.
Dude, if we want to talk about one of the best piratical movies of all time, we got to talk about Scary Movie 2.
Scary Movie 2 is by far the best.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even gonna say scary movie. I'm gonna say it's the best. To me, it's the best comedy movie ever made.
Dude, I honestly, personally, I will second that, just because of not only the roast, the whole roast thing, and like going into like the second act, but just like the parrot. The parrot made the movie. That parrot made the movie, man.
Not
that
only
parrot
that,
was a gangster.
it was actually parrying the movie that came out. I think it was a House on a Haunted Hill.
House on a Haunted Hill. It was Exorcist.
The Exorcist. House on a Haunted Hill.
Oh, dude, I know this.
There was a lot of movies.
They parodied it a lot. They also parodied like NBA commercials too.
Yeah, with that basketball scene.
Yeah,
that was great.
Okay, can I go before we start?
I was about to say.
I just go before we start talking about this for an hour and we lose?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry,
go ahead.
All right.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
Okay, you guys are gonna like me, but I kind of cheated a little bit with this. So my favorite movie is actually a Studio Ghibli film called Whisper of the Heart, and I love this movie because it is as close to real life as you can get, and I mean in a good way. It's all about these two teenagers that slowly build from not knowing each other to becoming friends to really falling in love, and I just love stuff like that. I love these kind of movies where it's as close to real life as you can get. These two not only get to know each other, but they also realize what they want to do with their lives. They know what they want to be, and they want to know how they can reach to where they want to be. It's a really good movie. I highly recommend it. If you have not seen Whisper of the Heart, go see it.
Question: is that from the same guy that made Princess Mononoke?
It's from the same studio.
The same studio? Not the same. Okay. I'm about to say because the artwork is similar.
Yeah.
Okay, so how I broke down favorite show, because I love both live action, I love cartoons, so I kind of had to break that down because I just could not choose one. With live action, I love The Big Bang Theory. Me and my family, we are Big Bang Theory crazy people. We love the show. We would watch every single new episode when it came out. It was an amazing show for us. We loved watching it. And I actually have 3 favorite cartoons. They are Code Lyoko, Miraculous Ladybug, and The Owl House. The Owl House, that is just an amazing series. It's an amazing series. I mean, this is pretty much a twist on classic things that we see in stuff that involves magic, and shows and movies that involve magic. This is pretty much taking everything we know and flipping it upside down, because everything that we know is wrong. And it's so much fun. And the Code Lyoko, Miraculous Ladybug, I grew up on Code Lyoko, and if you don't know, and if you don't know what it is, it's a French it's a French cartoon series about these kids that are at a school in France that discover a supercomputer, that turns out to have a virus by the name of Xana, and they have to go into a virtual world to basically fight against Xana to stop him from trying to pretty much mess with the world. And what's really cool is it combines both 2D and 3D animation. And
Cartoon Network at its greatest.
Oh my god, yeah, it was an amazing show, amazing writing.
I
Really,
always thought it was Japan though.
What?
Like the city they were in. I always, for some odd reason, I always thought it was.
Oh, it was
somewhere in
France.
Japan.
No, they were in France. No, they were in France. They were in France.
Huh.
They were in France.
It must have been the artwork. The artwork style just reminded me of like
because it's French anime.
Transitioning.
It's French
Okay,
anime.
that's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Makes
It
sense.
had like an anime style to it.
And
But I have a
miraculous.
question for you though.
Sure.
No SpongeBob?
What?
No
No
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob?
Nah. But also with Miraculous Ladybug, this is a superhero show where it is which is an amazing show. It's about these two teenagers that save the city of Paris from this evil villain that turns ordinary people into supervillains. And the funny part is they are in love with each other, but they have no idea that they are.
It's a love square. There's only two people involved.
Yeah. And I love this show for the show itself, but I also love it because of the fans, because there's a lot of like fan fiction, artwork, and I absolutely love that. I really do. I started watching Miraculous Ladybug and I got hooked on it. So yeah, that's my favorite. Those are my favorite movies and shows.
So what is your favorite and your least favorite genre of video game?
My favorite video game, Sly Cooper. I'll go with Sly Cooper, just because I grew up on it.
This is genre, not
Genre.
your favorite game.
Oh, we
Genre.
talk. Oh,
Games next.
oh, my favorite genre. Oh,
Yeah.
Shooters, definitely shooters. If I had to do like a genre, definitely had to go with shooters, just because of the amount of times I played Halo, and the amount of hours I pumped into that bad boy franchise. My least favorite. Are we also doing least favorite genres?
Least favorite
Yeah,
as
we
well.
are.
Oh God. Puzzle game. No, I can't say puzzle games because I love playing Brain Age and I did Sudoku puzzles like car seats. But probably board game video games.
Yeah.
Not.
I didn't even.
I mean, it's just like you gotta like it. Like not all of them suck. There are some good ones out there, but if you literally just make a Monopoly just to have people play it on an Xbox when they could literally just go to Target and buy the game for like $15-20,
Right.
that's when it gets a little bit over the top. But Uno on the Xbox, yeah, let's bring it on, big boy. Like, bring on all the smoke. I'll draw for you even when you try to draw for me.
Sir Meliodas.
Oh, my favorite genre of video games is open world RPGs. Speaking of that, I just recently got playing Cyberpunk 2077. It's a great game. Not to drag
Which
onto
isn't
that-
all.
Not to drag on to that much, but it is a great game. My least favorite is it's this. My least favorite is like the Dark Souls type genre, like the game that's not like really too hard. It's just like the enemies it's like the enemies hit you hard, like your health points are like no longer there. It's like
Yeah.
it's not that like it's not really. I'm gonna say it's not really the hard game. It's just like the enemies hit way too hard and your health is not that much. I don't know. I just don't really like the Dark Souls type of Dark Souls, like the
That's
Dark Souls
understandable.
type of games.
Like Soulsborne.
Yeah, like Soulsborne, or like I never played Bloodborne, but I'm pretty sure that's just like Dark
Yeah.
Souls.
Same studio, I believe.
Yeah, it was the same studio. I'm actually gonna start with least favorite just so I can get this out of the way. My least favorite is horror, and it's
Okay.
just because I just don't like horror in general. And it's not because I'm a big scaredy cat. It's just I just don't see the point of intentionally wanting to be scared. I have never seen that. I'd never just seen that as something fun. You know, that's just it. But my favorite is action adventure and RPGs. I absolutely love that because it's like you're going on a journey, and I love it. And I just love games where it seems like I'm going on a journey.
Right.
Kingdom Hearts, literally Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah.
DiggsGaming, you never played Resident Evil?
No, I've seen walkthroughs of Resident Evil, but I never played it because I know I'd be bad at it, and I know I'd never finish. So,
like Resident Evil 2, like Mr. X gonna give it to you.
Speaking of that, Jojo never beat Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
guys, let's not get
Okay.
into an argument over that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, KB.
All right. So my least favorite is definitely like first-person shooters, third-person shooters. I'm really bad with, especially like PlayStation 4 controllers, PlayStation 2 controllers, just aiming with them. So bad. But like if I probably got one for a computer, I might be slightly better at it. Also just like horror games in general, I think I could get it most of the way through. But also just knowing that I'm going to have to play through like the actual horror sections of it, I don't know, like I probably would freak out too much. And like
a little side note, if you really want to get like good with like shooting games on PC, try Left 4 Dead 2. Because it helps you with like the mouse and keyboard.
And then for favorite, also have to go with action adventure RPGs. I love, like I'm playing through The Witcher 3 right now. It's going well. I'm playing Skyrim, Dragon Age.
Hang on.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Guys, I just found myself an Elder Scroll.
All right.
Had to put that in for my boys.
No, I understand. I get it. All right. So what is your favorite video game or video game series? Sir Meliodas.
Oh, my favorite video game series has to be Gears of War.
Okay.
My favorite video game. Let me see. I gotta say, I'm gonna go with Left 4 Dead 2. Like that game has been consistent, especially with the fan base. They just recently put out not Steam, not Valve. I'm sorry, not Valve, but like the fans actually just put out a update for it. It's called I think it's called The Last Stand. They brought in new animations for the game, new weapons, new zombie models, and like a whole new campaign for it, completely free. But I add that. So Left 4 Dead 2 has to be like my favorite game of all time.
For me, my favorite game is Horizon Zero Dawn. When I first started playing the game, I just got so merged into this world, and I love the characters. I love the gameplay. I really, really love Horizon Zero Dawn, even though I haven't finished it yet. I'm not even close to finishing it, but I just started playing it for like an hour and I was already in love with it. So that's why it's my favorite game.
All right. For me, series and video game, Monster Hunter. Just you gotta. I know.
It's okay.
You saw it a mile away.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite. The favorite one in the series, though, is probably Generations Ultimate.
Okay.
Like World, I think is really good, but you also, I feel like you have to get the Iceborne DLC with it, and that's the only reason.
You told me about that.
Like, I take points slightly away because you basically have to buy 2 games. It's worth it. It is 100% worth it. But I understand that if you're like just getting into the series, it might be too much. Also, there's some of the skeleton types for the monsters aren't in the game. You don't have any of the bugs. You don't have any of the amphibians. You don't have the Leviathan class is my favorite one, and they're just not in World yet. So, yeah, sad times, but hopefully one day. Jojo?
About favorite series and then like favorite game. My favorite series is a split. It's a 2-way split because it's 2 different genres. So like my 2 favorite series, like of course Halo is one of them. And then my other favorite series is Kingdom Hearts. Like I just grew up on the Kingdom Hearts games. Like I'd never really at one point I didn't know like what I was doing. So like I was basically going in with like the base Keyblade through like the entire almost the entire Kingdom Hearts 2 campaign. Literally almost did the entire thing without doing any upgrades, like Keyblade, like the starting Keyblade. It was basically like going full noob, but I made it work, and I worked through the stress.
Good job.
But like with Halo, I eventually like got good naturally. But
I did
actually
the
finished.
same thing with Dragon Age Inquisition. I completely forgot about the crafting system, I will admit.
I still haven't made an Ultimate Keyblade. I'm still working on it. But my other favorite series would have to be Halo. Like just Halo was just like Halo 3 is like one of my favorite video games, but my favorite overall game of all time probably had to be Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves.
Oh yeah, that's
Honor Among.
I love
It's just working up to that final boss. It's just so cool. The animation in that game was beautiful. The story was well crafted. Playing as a guru, you just have so much fun. And then recruiting like one of Sly's oldest nemesis, and then ending up having to fight the boss for the map in like a flying Lotus Crouching Tiger Hidden Dragon style boss fight, like mini fight. It was
they basically threw everything they could into that game and they made it work. That's the whole thing. And when you do stuff like that, that's just the sign of a great game developer when you can do stuff like that. And I love the game too. So
like Cermelia was making a real kick out of this, but Carmelita Fox goes gigantic. It becomes gigantic because of the second big boss of the game. And of course, it's all because of supernatural conditions in the Australian outback. But I just want to let you guys know I do gotta head out a bit early. Just gotta get the little girl to bed.
Okay.
Right.
But I will see you guys next week.
Okay.
Jojo signing off early.
All right.
See you, Jojo.
See you, Jojo.
See you guys.
Okay, so it's now the three of us.
It's like the reverse of last time.
That's fine.
All right. Next question. Worst game that you have played? Sir Meliodas.
Worst game that I have played. I want to say recently the worst game I have, or like tomorrow all time.
All time.
All time.
Go big or go home.
So recently, I'm gonna say Dark Souls. Like I just talked about, I'm Dark Souls. I mean, I try to get into it, and it's just like it's so cheap.
Yeah.
How you get out? It's like because it's testing you, and like you're good at video games. Don't get me wrong.
The most infuriating thing that I've ever seen is a speed run of Dark Souls, and it was like 30 minutes long.
It's like you get out. I'm not gonna say the dumbest stuff, and sometimes it is your fault, but it's like the game is so cheap when it comes to where you get out. It's just like that's just like I can't stand Dark Souls. I just really can't.
Yeah,
I get it.
That's fair. For me, worst game I've ever played is Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. That has to be the worst game I have ever played. Oh my god. And when you hear what happened with the development of that game, you just go, what the heck were you thinking? I mean, that just infuriates me. It was definitely smaller than the other three games, than the original trilogy. The controls were kind of crazy. The frame rate was terrible. And the story was stupid. I mean, it was completely stupid. So, Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, definitely the worst game I've ever played.
Yeah. For me, for backstory, my first Assassin's Creed game ever, because I always wanted to get in the franchise, was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I love seeing where games came from.
Yeah.
So I found at Target on sale Assassin's Creed Unity. And I did not realize the reputation that it had. So I got it.
Unity's a cautionary tale nowadays to what happens when
Unity had a good story.
If it didn't have the glitches,
it
would have been on par with maybe not the best games, but Certainly, but certainly the other games in the series.
That was back when I'm not gonna say Ubisoft wasn't caring. They was just like, hey, we gotta get it. It was like Ubisoft was pulling like a EA or Activision. We gotta get this out on this day of this year because we get these out. Just
and
like,
they were releasing two games the same year. They released Rogue and Unity in the same year.
Yeah, they were pulling like a Activision and the EA. We have to get this out. We have to get this out instead of them slowing down. That's why.
On top
that's
of
why
that,
Unity.
like I also didn't like the multiplayer all the time like aspect that it is currently running, and then like I liked some of the ideas. They just happen far too frequently. Like I know they're trying to sow dissent like in like crowds, and like you're supposed to put a stop to it to, you know, restore faith in like the assassin order or whatever. But it happens so frequently that I feel like I'm constantly being diverted from whatever my goal is to take care of, like a scuffle in the middle of the street or to tackle some guy who like stole some girl's purse or something.
Yeah, it was like Amazing Spider-Man 2. If you did, it's like you wanted free roam, but if you didn't go stop like someone stealing someone's car or anything, you will go to like this bad level. Then you have to fight off like the I guess it was Shield or something. You had to like fight off Shield or something. That was so annoying. They did the same thing in Unity.
Yeah. So worst game, Assassin's Creed Unity. What gaming franchise have you never played but want to play one day? DiggsGaming.
Okay. Funny story. Every time there's a series that I just want to jump into, I actually do. I mean, Assassin's Creed, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy. I always seem to jump into them like as soon as I want to start playing them, except for one, and that was Metal Gear Solid. And I was this close to getting that like complete collection that was on PS3. This was before Metal Gear Solid 5 came out. I was this close to getting it, and I didn't, and I regret that. I really do, because Metal Gear Solid just seems like a game series that I would enjoy playing. And I'm really upset that I have not done that yet. So it's definitely a game I want to check out in the future, the gaming series.
Yeah. See, I never did it because I suck at stealth games. Just same with Hitman. Like I've played Hitman and I figured that it was kind of similar to Metal Gear Solid, so I never jumped into it. But also Ni no Kuni. I wanted to get Ni no Kuni 2 when it came out, and I have so many other games that I haven't even started yet that I was like, I can just put it off a little bit longer. But honestly, the art style is so cute, and it's also like an action adventure JRPG, which I love. So I need to get it, but I need to also clear out my my stash of, you know, need to play games first just a little bit.
Well, mine's is I'm gonna say like Uncharted. I've recently got a PS4. I've played a little bit of Uncharted 4. It's Uncharted 4: Thief's Sins, I believe it's called. But I like really never dove into Uncharted. When I had got a PS3 back then, I was the dude at GameStop. I was like, hey, if you really want to get to Uncharted, skip the first one and let's get the second one. So we got the second one, but I never really like dove into it. So I want to go back and get the first one and complete it out to the very last one.
I have the collection of the first 3 games on PS4, and when I first started playing them, I absolutely loved Uncharted. So I would definitely recommend that, Sir Malleolus. If you ever get a chance to play them, you're gonna like the series.
All right. Which game deserves a remaster or just like another game in the series? It's an either or question.
Let's see. A game that deserves a remaster. To me, it's this old game on an OG Xbox, like the OG Xbox that first came out with a big old Duke controller. It's this game called Brute Force. Okay. And it's this I believe this is like this alien lizard, this guy, and like a team of people like hey, something went wrong, let's call them in to go get the problem fixed. They were those people. So Brute Force, Microsoft, because it's from your studio, Microsoft, bring back Brute Force. I don't care if either they remaster it or they just remake it completely Brute Force.
Right.
I went with sequel, and a game that I think definitely deserves a sequel, even though technically it was confirmed, but I don't know when or if it's going to come out, is The Wolf Among Us from the Telltale Games
Oh,
game about.
didn't they? I heard they canceled. Like there's something happened with that studio, right?
Yeah, Telltale Games basically went out of business, but after that happened, there was this teaser for The Wolf Among Us 2, but I don't know what's going on with that. But it definitely deserves a sequel because
Gotcha.
it was a great story. I love the characters. This was a game that I really, really enjoyed, and I just want another game. I really do, and I really think you could tell more stories with this game.
Yeah.
It definitely deserves a sequel to me, and I really hope we can get one.
For me, it came out in 2005. It's a game called Fate. I loved it as a kid. I loved the whole dungeon rogue kind of aspect of it. I would love to see it either remastered or just like a complete like overhaul of like the basic game design because I loved it so much. And it's definitely like I would 100% buy it immediately if somebody decided to put money into it. Right. Next question. What is your favorite way to play video games?
Okay, I'm a little confused by how you wanted us to answer this question.
right.
So can you go with yours first, and then maybe that can give me something.
All right. So for me personally, I normally just play it for storyline first. It's very casual. I don't really do like competitive play for like Overwatch or like anything. Just meander through, maybe do a couple of side quests, but just beat the game. And then if I really like that game, I'll start trophy hunting or achievement hunting in it. Just try and 100% it as
Gotcha.
much as I physically can.
Okay, I understand. So like you're like I say like Uncharted. I
Mhm.
beat Uncharted, and then I realize, hey, it's trophies, like collectibles. So I go back and so something like that. You go
Yeah.
back and then you
Do you do that? Do you not? You
yeah.
just put it down.
Also, the funny thing is, I was like I said, I recently played Cyberpunk. I actually did the side quest first
Mhm.
before I went and tackled the story. And the new thing about that is, it Breath of the Wild you. I never beat Breath of the Wild yet because I'm like running around doing a lot of stuff.
Dude, I
But
put 200 hours in that game before I even beat it.
yeah, it Breath of the Wild you because you beat it and then it sets you back to where you can go back and talk to the girl again. And it says,
Mhm.
hey, are you sure you want to go here? Because there's just no point of return.
Right.
But if you don't do the side quests, it's you can go back and do the basically if you do the side quests, you can go back to her and do the other endings because if you did all the side quests with the side characters. So I like to do side quests first and then tackle the story.
All right.
For me, it's kind of a mix of both because when I take Spider-Man PS4, when I started playing that game, I was doing the story first, and then I started getting into more of the side stuff, like getting all the police towers back up because I knew that would help me in the long run, getting all the backpacks, getting some side quests done because that would help me out later on to build some suits that I could get some very useful powers. So it really all depends on if it's worth doing that as I'm going through and just mixing it up, doing side quests first or doing the story and then going back and doing side quests. It really just depends on that. And if I feel like it's worth doing them both around the same time, then that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll finish up what I haven't done at the end of the game as soon as I beat it. That's pretty much what I do.
All right. So what is your favorite glitch that has ever happened to you in a video game? Like not a game-breaking glitch, but something that was like funny.
Okay, you guys are going to hate me, but I don't
Mhm.
experience glitches when I'm playing games. Literally, the only glitch that I actually remember doing is falling through the floor. That's it.
Okay.
That is literally the only one that I remember. I don't experience glitches that often. Maybe I just have a bad memory. Maybe I'm lucky, but
Yeah.
that's pretty
Could be
much
either or.
yeah.
For me, it was in Monster Hunter World in Iceborne, the DLC, going into the Guiding Lands. You like kind of fly into the area and they're all like, wow, we've never seen so many ecosystems. And what is this monster doing with this monster? Funny thing is, monster did not load in. I had no idea what was happening the entire time. I just saw my character and the handler, and we were just running around trying to avoid invisible monsters. So it was really funny just to see all like the environment like breaking and trees falling over and just not having any clue what was going on. But
My favorite favorite glitch, I think it was is it Saints Row 3? Saints Row 3 or 4. You can call down his mech suit, but the time expires. But little did I know, if you go inside of a shop and stuff and exit out, you can have the mech suit infinitely unless you hop out, because it used to like run out. But going into a store would glitch it to where the time would no longer affect how long you could be inside the suit. And I was just like going around blowing a lot of stuff up.
yeah. All right. That's all the questions for today. So, like, comment, subscribe, do good YouTube things.
Watch the whole podcast and don't skip through it, please.
Right.
As always, it's DiggsGaming.
KB.
It's Sir Meliodas.
All right. See you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.